What's up, guys? I just wanted to do a quick video about Guillermo. Now, I've been noticing a lot of people on YouTube have been talking about him and how he's basically being hated on. HBO is hating on him. Some of the boxing fans are hating on him. But I think I know the reason why he's being hated on. Now, as you know, when it comes to boxing fans, you got your casual fans, you got your hardcore fans, and you got some people that are kind of somewhere in between. Now, I actually watched the person's video, a guy that I'm subscribed to, and he actually thought Nonito Donaire beat Rigondeaux, and I just had to start laughing when I seen that because, I mean, first of all, that's just ridiculous. I mean, Rigondeaux dominated Donaire. I had Rigondeaux winning 11 rounds and Nonito Donaire winning 1 round. And this guy actually said he thought Rigondeaux should have lost the fight because he was running. And just because Donaire managed to knock him down in the 10th round. And that's just stupid because Donaire lost 11 rounds. You don't win a fight by knocking a guy down in 1 round and just using ineffective aggressiveness. I mean, yeah, Donaire was going forward and Rigondeaux was fighting backwards throughout most of the fight, but basically what Donaire was doing was ineffective aggressiveness. He was coming forward, but he wasn't throwing no punches, and he wasn't landing no punches. Rigondeaux was outlanding Donaire big time. Now, see, the reason why Guillermo Rigondeaux is being hated on is because he's basically what you would call a safety-first fighter. Now, basically, a safety-first fighter is not going to put himself in a situation where he can get hit. And as you've seen in the Donaire fight, Rigondeaux was doing a lot of moving around the ring. But what he was doing was smart. He was hitting Donaire, and he was avoiding Donaire's shots. I mean, isn't that supposed to be the goal of boxing, to hit and not get hit? Now, some people want to call what Rigondeaux was doing running, and I disagree because Rigondeaux was throwing a lot of punches and he was landing. It's just that he was moving out the way and avoiding Donaire's shots. Now, I will say that I would like to see Rigondeaux take more chances in the fight, be a little bit more aggressive, because as you saw in the last round, when Rigondeaux got aggressive and he hurt Donaire with a punch, he had Donaire covering up, he had Donaire on the ropes, and Rigondeaux actually got aggressive for a little while, but then he went back to fighting in a more passive style. Now, when it comes to boxing, there's a fine line between being a safety-first fighter and taking chances, being a risk taker. Now, you know, casual fans, they're going to love the risk takers because those are usually going to be the fighters that, you know, they're very aggressive. They usually don't have that great defense. They get hit a lot. Yeah, it makes for an exciting fight, but when you take a lot of risks, you run the risk of getting hit a lot more. And most casual fans don't like a fighter like Rigondeaux who moves around a lot because he's a safety-first fighter. But even though being a safety-first fighter can work to your advantage most of the time, but there are certain situations where being safety-first can work against you. And look at what Oscar De La Hoya did against Felix Trinidad. De La Hoya was winning the fight, and he didn't want to take a risk, so for the last 4 or 5 rounds he just ran and didn't throw no punches. And even though De La Hoya should have won the fight, they gave it to Trinidad because De La Hoya ran. Now, I was pissed off at De La Hoya for running the last 4 rounds. But the difference between what De La Hoya did and what Rigondeaux did was, basically, Rigondeaux is like a pure boxer, and he didn't coast like De La Hoya did. Rigondeaux was always throwing punches. He was just throwing punches, moving around the ring. What De La Hoya was doing in the last 4 rounds of the Trinidad fight, now that was running. When you're just moving around the ring and you're not throwing no punches, that is running. But what Rigondeaux did, that was just effective boxing. And like I said, most casual fans are not going to like a safety first pure boxer type of fighter, and that's what Rigondeaux is. He's a safety first pure boxer. But do I think Rigondeaux beat Donaire? Hell yeah, he beat him big time. Would I like to see Rigondeaux take more chances? Yeah, I would like to see him be more aggressive, come forward a bit more instead of constantly moving backwards. But it works for Rigondeaux, so if it works, hey, keep doing it. But like I said, though, he's not going to win any popularity contests. But I gotta tell it like it is, though. If anybody actually thinks Donaire won that fight against Rigondeaux, you're just grasping at straws and just, that just seems crazy. I mean, look at Donaire's fight. I mean, look at Donaire's face after the fight. Donaire had bruises. I think he was cut. His eyes swelled up. Now look at Guillermo Rigondeaux's face. I think I seen just a little bit of swelling on one of his eyes, and that was about it. So basically, just look at their faces, and it tells you what happened during the fight. Donaire was getting hit with a lot of shots, and it was messing his face up. Rigondeaux didn't hardly get hit that much at all. So like I said, Rigondeaux is a safety first pure boxer, and that's the reason why he's not popular. That's the reason why HBO doesn't want him, and that's the reason why a lot of casual fans don't like him. And it's going to be hard for him to get big money fights, but it is what it is. He's a safety first pure boxer, and I want to see Rigondeaux do well. I mean, especially from his circumstances, you know, coming from Cuba, him having to leave his family behind. So I want to see him be successful, and I wish people would stop hating on him just because of his style. Now, I'm not saying you should just like his style. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion when it comes to the style of fighter that you like. And I would like to see Guillermo Rigondeaux be more aggressive, but he chooses to be a safety first fighter, so I can't fault him for that. You know, I can't hate on him just because he doesn't fight exactly the way I want him to fight. That's the way he chooses to fight. You know, either you like that style or you don't. And if you don't like the style, just, you know, just don't watch. But don't be hating on the guy. So that's all I got to say about this, and I'll see you guys later.